Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Taryn Frostwhistle. I'm a nutrition student at Arizona State University and I hope everyone is staying safe during these scary and unprecedented times. Make sure to stay home and wash your hands, and when you can, wear a face mask when you're out in public. Today I'm going to be giving you a few tips and tricks on a couple of different cooking experiences and a full recipe demo of a meal that you can create in your dorm room that tastes great and also is packed with a lot of nutrients. If you have the items today that I'm using, I encourage you to follow along with the video and use some of the instructions that I'm giving. Before we get started, I want to ask you kind of a funny question. What is the craziest thing that you've ever made in a microwave? Did it turn out to be a happy accident like Bob Ross would say? I'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. One of the examples that I want to give to you guys is my brother is in the Marine Corps, and one of his junior Marines thought it would be a wonderful idea to microwave wet socks so they would dry off faster. You can imagine how well that turned out. I'm pretty sure if you guys have lived in a dorm at some point in your life, you've had to be taken outside for a fire drill or a fire alarm going off. Chances are it was probably someone putting mac and cheese in the microwave without water in it. Rather than setting our dorm rooms on fire today, I'm going to teach you a couple tips and tricks on how to make a full meal in your dorm room using some ingredients that you can find at the Pitchfork Pantry located at Taylor Place in downtown Phoenix, and there's also a location in Tempe as well. The ingredients that we're using today are packed full of nutrients. The first ones I'm going to start with are beans. So beans are a wonderful source of protein, and they're also something that you can easily find down in the food pantry at Taylor Place, and there's many different options. Today I'm going to be using the black beans because I prefer those, but you can do whatever you want. Either one will work. Next we're going to move on to corn. So you can get corn, you can get hominy. This is also something that's great to find down in that food pantry, and it's full of fiber, so it'll help you feel full throughout the day. Next we're going to move on to the chilies. I got chipotle chilies, you can get serranos, you can get jalapenos, however you like your spice. I like mine a little bit spicier, so I chose these today. But if you're not a big fan of spice, you can always pass these too. The great nutritional source behind these is that they're full of iron. And iron helps transport oxygen throughout the body so that you feel more energized and awake, which will definitely help you with your studies. Next we're going to move on to rice. Rice is almost the most important thing. It's cheap, easy to find. It's definitely something you can find in the food pantry as well. The great thing about rice is that it's a great source of carbs, and carbohydrates are the main source of fuel for your brain. So with that, it'll help you stay focused in your classes since your brain is energized and full of nutrients. Lastly, the thing we'll use is cheese. This is something that's, again, also optional. If you do have lactose intolerance, I don't recommend getting this. You probably already know that. This is full of vitamin C for healthy bones and also helps your heart and muscles function. So all of these ingredients help make a really well-rounded meal and something delicious for you to have. It's actually really simple to make rice in a dorm room, which sounds kind of crazy. All you need is a microwave, a mug, and some rice. You'll start out with getting a half cup of rice, placing it in a mug, and then you'll go over and get some water, and you'll want to make sure that the water is completely over the rice, and you want to give it about an inch more. I'll show you once I add it. I just put my water in my mug. The rice was right around here, and then I added enough water to cover it 2 times. So now that we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and put it in the microwave. I would recommend covering it with a paper towel or a plate if you do have that. But we'll put it in the microwave. Start out with 1 minute and checking it every 30 seconds until the water is evaporated. You might need more or less time depending on the microwave, but make sure to keep it in there until the water is completely evaporated. While our rice is cooking in the microwave, we're going to move on to our veggies. So I'm going to start off with the corn and beans, and I'm going to open these cans and drain out all of the liquid in them. Then after that, I'm going to fill up the cans all the way to the top and drain them again. I'm going to fill them up with water 3 times and drain them. By doing this, it gets rid of the extra salt that's in the cans. So not only does it make the meal not so salty, but it also takes out extra sodium that's often found in processed foods that a lot of people really don't need. So this is an awesome trick that you can do with any canned veggie. Just drain out the liquid, fill it up with water, rinse it out a couple times, and it'll be great, and you won't have that excess sodium in it. Lastly, I'm going to grab the chilies. So a lot of chilies often are filled with a sauce. This one is filled with an adobo sauce. So I wouldn't recommend draining these out like the other ones. It's important to read the labels just so you do know that. But now I'm going to add these into a bowl. And I'm going to add a desired amount. I don't want the whole can in there because that's going to be overwhelming with spice. So add just as much as you want in there. That's kind of the glory of this taco bowl, is that you add whatever you want into this and however much you want. It's all your individual thing. Now that all of our veggies are washed and ready to go, we're going to grab a bowl and start filling up the bowl with as many veggies as we want. So I normally grab a fork and just start scooping it in until I get the desired amount. So I'm starting with my beans. Then I'll grab the corn and put a dash of chilies in there. Sometimes you might get some visitors up here too. So make sure if you want to give them a pet, just wash your hands after and take them off the counter when you cook it. Now that I have all of my veggies in a bowl, I'm going to go ahead and mix them together so I get all of the sauce from the adobo on there. And I'll put it in the microwave for about 1 minute and 30 seconds until it's nice and warm. I just grabbed my veggies out of the microwave, and as you can see, they're nice, steamy, and warm. After that, I'm going to add the rice that we cooked earlier in the mug. All I'm going to do is just do a nice little jump in there. Sometimes you might need the help of a fork. And then I'm going to mix everything together so it's all evenly distributed. Or if you're not like that and you like to eat things separately, that's fine too. Should look something like this once everything is mixed together. And now we're going to add the final topping to it. We're going to add a little bit of cheese. I just have a triple cheddar blend. You can get whatever kind of cheese you want. Okay. I also like to mix it in a little bit just so the cheese can melt. This is what the final bowl will look like. You can also add a couple other things just to spice it up. Sometimes you can add some tapatio, some salsa, cholula, whatever you prefer. This is an individual thing. You can add other vegetables to it. That's the glory of this meal, is that there's so many different options you can do it. But this is just some basic things that you can do just to make it taste great. Now that we finally made our meal, we have some leftovers because it is a lot of food. So it's important that we have an airtight seal, an airtight container, and we place all of our leftovers in that. You can honestly just mix them together in there and then use the toppings later when you want to make more rice. It's pretty simple. But it's important that we do put them in that refrigerator because they are now susceptible to developing some bacteria on them. So we want to make sure that they're put in the refrigerator. We also want to make sure that we eat them after 3 days because that's when bacteria starts to grow. Before I go, I'm going to question you guys on how we make rice in the microwave. What's the first thing that we do? Right, the first thing we do is we grab a mug and we fill it with our rice. It's the next thing we do. Right, we add our water and so it covers the rice 2 times. Next, what do? Right, we add it into the microwave and cover it and watch it until it's finished. Really simple and really awesome. If you're struggling to find some of these items in a grocery store or you're struggling to have some of the financing behind it, there are awesome resources that you can go and visit. Number one being the Fitchburg Pantry, which is located at downtown campus in Taylor Place. There's also a location in Tempe if that is more accessible to you. They offer a lot of great items, and most of the items from today's meal are offered there. Also with that, you can get these items from St. Mary's Food Bank, which is very close to the downtown campus. It is a few blocks north. You might need a car to get there, but they offer a lot of great food items. I definitely recommend going to see them if you need extra help. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I had a great time showing you what a delicious meal is, and I hope you enjoyed the food that you made today.